Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's November 1st, 2007, and I'm back from Niagara Falls. We're going to talk about my trip to Niagara Falls, my long 30-hour live session of poker, which I thought I was going to die. We're going to talk about my visit through wine country in Niagara. We're also going to talk about my hand of the week. Coming up next on the Mouthpiece. Well, I just got back from Niagara Falls about an hour and a half ago. Took a long plane ride back here, but here I am. It was a long week for me over there. I got there 2 days early as I played day 3 of the opening day. I found a way to really, I felt, play pretty good all day long. I made a lay down with kings in a hand I think I should have called, but it was early in the tournament and I didn't want to go broke with one pair. I looked back at it and thought I should have called. It ended up I didn't, but not a big deal. I ended up going bust out of the tournament with a very interesting hand, which will be my hand of the week. So when I get to my hand of the week today, you'll know exactly how I went broke. Until then, I can't tell you. But I will tell you, I did play a $40,000 pot in the 150-300 level 3-way action. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit is about my little trip down to wine country down in Niagara Falls, where we visited a winery. I somewhat learned how they make wine. I don't have a clue how they made wine. I thought they just poured alcohol and a bunch of grapes together, grinded it together, and out came the wine. And I found out that they put it all through these stupid machines and let it sit in barrels for all this time. And, well, you know me, I'm just an idiot. So anyhow, it was kind of fun. It was neat. We enjoyed that. That was fun. On a better note, a wiser note, we're going to talk about me playing live poker. That's right, I'm back. I am back playing live poker. I played a 30-hour poker session in 5100 No Limit Hold'em in Niagara Falls, Canada. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know if I'm ever going to play live poker in Niagara Falls, Canada again, because they put you through hell to change American money into Canadian money. And they have all these stupid Gestapo rules where your girlfriend can't even sit behind you at the table. It's against the rules. You can't have any food. It's against the rules. If you blow your nose, it's against the rules. If you play with your ass, it's against the rules. If you scratch your it's against the rules. Everything's against the rules in Niagara Falls, Canada. But anyhow, I ended up getting stuck around 30,000 and I picked up kings. They picked up 7, 8 of spades. Congratulations, Barry Greenstein. He made 7s and 8s on me. That was like the second hand dealt for me there. I was stuck around 10 grand right away. I pretty much never had a hand for about 12 hours and just never won a pot for about 12 hours. And kind of found myself around 35,000 loser. Picked up kings. Thought I was going to win a monster pot. Only to find out the other guy had kings. Then I picked up kings again. Lo and behold, the other guy picked up aces, and I got stacked for 14,000. So everything was going against me, and didn't look good. But all of a sudden, I picked up some ace suiteds that I got in for cheap, flopped the nut flush 3 times in a 20-minute period, and 2 times against a smaller flush. And the cooler went my way, and I was on the comeback trail. And then came me picking up aces versus 10s, where I picked up another 5,000. And things were starting to look up, and I had finally got myself even, and then came a pretty big pot where I picked up 10s against 7s against Johnny Chan's jacks, and the flop comes 6, 7, 10, where I flopped top set of 10s. The 7s let out. Johnny Chan called. I made a re-raise of about 4,000, and now the original raiser called, and I was so sure he had 2 7s. And then Johnny Chan decides to lose his mind and re-raise all in for like 13,000. I don't know what he was thinking. After I raised 4,000 on 6, 7, 10 board, and the other guy can't, the original raiser come for 3,100. I don't know where he thought 2 jacks could be any good. But he moves in for 13,000. I then proceed to move in for 35,000. And I was so sure the other guy had 7s. And everybody's, a lot of people at the table, when it was all said and done, said, why would you move in there or whatever? Well, how the 2 7s can't come, I don't know. But the guy with the 2 7s, I made a phenomenal lay down. He flipped the 2 7s face up and folded them. So I was in the main pot with Johnny Chan, and it came a 4 on the turn and a 7 on the river, which the 7 on the river would have stacked me for a $100,000 pot. And as you guys all know how good I run, that was anybody else except for the guy who folded that hand would have called. I would have got stacked, and it would have been poker reality as normal for me. Instead, I win a nice little pot. I end up scooping winning $20,000 for the day and for the 30-hour session. And hopefully that'll be the start of good things to come for me. A good player making a great laydown and me getting f***ed again, which would have happened, didn't happen. And so that was what happened there in my live games. So anyhow, that was my trip to Niagara Falls. It doesn't look like I'll be going to Foxwoods, but I still might. Today's Hand of the Week, once again, brought to you by FullTiltPoker.com. Pro Player Energy. When you are playing poker and need that energy, drink Pro Player. Also, Skin Industries. You want some cool t-shirts? SkinIndustries.com. Skin Industries t-shirts. My Hand of the Week is brought to you by my Bust Out Hand of the Week at Niagara Falls Tournament. It was a really interesting hand. I was just devastated to once again get f***ed in another tournament. I struggled all day long to get chips. I was card dead all day long. I played about into my 5th level where I picked up the Queen 5 of Diamonds. Now, you ask yourself, what am I doing with Queen 5 of Diamonds? Well, 3 people limped in front of me. I limped for 300 behind them, one in the cutoff with the Queen 5 of Diamonds. Both blinds check, come in and check, and the flop come Queen 5 deuce with the Queen deuce of spades. The small blind let out. As soon as he let out, I gave him a flush draw right away. He bet out 1,200. Now, the big blind called 1,200. I really thought he flopped queens and deuces or deuces and fives. They came back to me. I raised the pot. I made it 3,500. Now the small blind calls 3,500 for sure. He's on a flush draw. And the big blind decided he's going to make it 10,000, which was kind of really happy because I thought he'd flop 2 pair. At which time I moved all in for 13,500. The small blind insta-calls, and it was 3,500 more, or insta-moved in, and then the big blind also called the other guys move in because they had a side pot which was pretty big, and they turned up their hands. It was me, queens and fives, small blind, ace 3 of spades, and big blind, king 5 of spades. So once again, I get it all in one of the greatest spots I could have hoped for, which is 12 wins between them. One guy had a gutter ball 4, the other guy had a king, and the other guy, and then they had 7 spades, or 6 spades. So it was 12 wins between them for a over $40,000 pot, which average chips were around 24,000 at the time. And it came the blank 7 of diamonds on the turn and the offsuit 4 on the river. And that's my Hand of the Week, as he made a wheel. Well, we're going to come into my phone call segment today. I expect a lot of phone calls. I put a lot of bulletins out. Light up the phone, sir. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mikey.
Hey, Mike.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm just got in off my plane from Niagara Falls about an hour ago.
Oh, really? How was that?
Well, I got kind of f***ed.
Okay, I'm down. Like, I've been on a very bad run lately.
Yeah, well, poker sucks.
Huh?
Poker sucks.
Yeah, it does. I can't win with any hand, it seems like.
Welcome to my life.
But, I was wondering, should I just keep playing the way I've been playing, or should I just revise my whole strategy and just
Are you playing online or live?
Say that again?
Are you playing online or live?
Both. And I'm getting screwed in both ways.
Well, try playing more live and more tight and until you start winning and see how that works.
Okay, cool. All right.
Because online poker is not good for when you're running bad.
Yeah, it's not, honestly. I'm down. I'm not down that much, but to me it's a lot.
I'm down a lot.
You know, so you think I should just play tight or whatever?
Yep. Tighten up your game when you're running bad. That's the best you can do.
All right. Thank you.
You got it.
See ya.
Cheerio. Hello. Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Hey, Mike. This is Trevor from Vancouver, BC. I'm a big fan.
Trevor from Vancouver. How you doing?
Great to be talking to you.
Yeah, I was just in Canada, but the other side.
Yeah, that's right. How did it go there?
I kind of got screwed. I got it all in a 3-way action pot. I had 300 invested and found a way to get play a $50,000 pot with top 2 versus 2 flush draws. The guy hit a gutter ball straight on the river with one of the flush draws.
Oh,
I normally get my normal get my money in 3.5 to 1 favorite and lose. Normal for me.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Mike.
You got it.
High stakes poker. No one's asked you about this hand yet. I think you were in a straddle with, and Hableros raised it up, and there was a bunch of callers.
Mm-hmm.
You had ace king.
Mm-hmm.
And you repopped it. You remember that hand?
I don't for some reason, but go ahead.
You repopped it. I think like about 10,000 or so, and he came back and re-raised you another 20.
Oh, is this the one where he had the Queen 8?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I knew he was.
I love that, man. I love that hand where you just. I think you immediately re-raised him another 30, right?
Yeah. Well, I knew he was full of shit.
Oh, that's perfect, Mike. I love that read.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have to have ace king there to re-raise him. I could have had king deuce. I probably would have done the same thing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you quickly, what were you going to do? Say you missed the flop and it came all small or whatever. Were you going to lead out at him?
You mean well, if he didn't re-raise me?
No, I think he say he had
I raised,
you,
he re-raised, and then I re-raised, and he folded. I remember
exactly.
the hand.
I was wondering if he had called that bet.
I was going to make a very big bet at the flop.
Beautiful, because I remember you. I think you were putting 60 in and had 90 left or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah, well, once I decide to go with something, I usually just go with it, and then if they call me, I just
right on that.
I just say, oh well, and then I walk out the door.
In no limit play, I'm talking about like say 6-handed on the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
Defending some guys at the table, like raising 2 out of 3 hands or whatever, real aggressive, always continuing on the flop. When you got like mediocre, say queen king or ace jack in the big blind.
Nah, you don't want to be in there with those hands.
Do you like to come back over the top of
Nah, not in live poker. Believe it or not, most people there's not a lot of aggressive play in live poker like that because the blinds and antes mean nothing in a live game. You're looking to stack somebody. If you're playing 50,000 deep, do you really care about 50 and 100 blinds? So most people are trying to
like more on the internet. It's tough because you're out of position, right?
Yeah. I don't really ever raise king, queen, or ace jack out of position.
But, you get sick of some guy raising your blind all the time.
I just usually fold them, and then I don't play out of position at all. So, I have no problems just giving it up. And if they get real aggressive on me too much, and then I'll re-raise them, but just to slow them down. But I try not to make a habit of it. Anyway, I got to go. I got another call. I appreciate the call, and keep in touch.
Great show.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, Mike.
Hey, Mike. It's JJ from Chicago. What's up?
Hey, JJ from Chicago. How you doing?
Not bad. I had a couple questions for you.
All right. You get one.
What's your schedule looking like, actually, for the next couple months?
I am going to go to the Scotty Win Poker Challenge on the 18th of November, and then I am not going to Foxwoods. I am then coming home and playing December at the Bellagio, and then I will be the whole month in Australia, and then I come back for February for the LA Poker Classic. That's it.
Cool. And then the other question I had was, what would be, when I come out there in like the spring, what would be the best place to play like lower limits, like 1 and 2?
I don't know. Probably Mirage. They have smaller games. There's a lot of smaller rooms. Win. I mean, you can go to any of them. Any casino now has poker, so there's a good game almost anywhere in town, I guess.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right, JJ. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Later. Yo, welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Mike The Mouth, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. I was just, first time listening to your show. Thought I could check it out, give you a call in. I had a quick question. I'm a golfer and I play poker a lot too. I know a lot of the poker players play golf now.
Right.
I was wondering, are you guys ever going to implement a system, maybe like the PGA Tour, as far as tournaments, as far as maybe corporate buying the players in, and they play out a point system based on that, based on money accumulation?
That's what we're trying to do, but unfortunately, most of the poker players are stupid imbeciles that are just let our asses get shoved with a big dildo every day.
Right, I get
so,
that.
You know, we just take it like little girls. But if it was up to me, you know, I would put us all together and say we're sick of buying this, and when you're going to putting up some damn money for us, and you know, I'm with you, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds a lot to do with maybe the internet too. That being like kind of a stall hold. They're not really.
We were going to have a big thing with the PPL, and it fell through when the internet gaming thing went. The illegal internet gaming law passed. So we're hoping to get it legalized in the next 6 months to a year, and if that happens, maybe the PPL will come back and maybe we'll get money.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that was a crappy situation with that. But I have another question. I've been playing for a while, playing No Limit, and I'm trying to switch back to No Limit and Limit to build my bankroll.
Right.
I've been stuck around like 4,000. You know, I'm just trying to build it up. But should I stick with one game or?
Hey, you're doing better than me. Stuck at around 4,000. Normally, I just go from 4,000 to broke, and then 10 for. I mean, staying even is good. You know, this is how poker works. I'll let you in on something. This is how poker works.
Right.
A good poker player stays even for month after month after month after month after month, and then bam, has a big month. Mm-hmm. Then he stays month after month after month even, then bam, has a big month. And normally has 2 big months a year, and then the rest of the time he stays even, and that's how you make a living playing poker. It's a brutal job. So if you're staying even, just be patient. The cards will come.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for answering my questions, man. I'll be giving you a call.
Anytime, man. Call anytime. Later. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike? It's Kingpin up here in Summerlin.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, bud? Hey, I had a question for you strategy-wise. Actually, I have 2 questions for you.
All right.
One strategy-related. When I played in the WSOP last year, I'm mostly a cash game player, but my table, it was Sweden, Russia, Japan, and I noticed that it's so international now. Do you alter your game? Because it seems like players from different parts of the world play a little differently. Do you?
Yeah, well, you know, all them European guys, they just play fast poker, all in, all in, all in. Raise, raise, raise. I mean, I love playing with them. If it's like not a deep stack tournament, you got to play fast with them. But if you can get them in a deep stack tournament, they don't got no chance.
What about psychologically getting into heads? Because in some places of the world, they don't like to even talk at all during the game.
I'll get them talking. I'll get them where they hate me. So
my second question.
I'll get them to where they like me. Actually, I try to get them to where they like me. That's what I try and do. I try and make funny jokes, make them laugh, but not too obnoxious. This way, I can make them like me, so they don't want to come after me. And this way, I can beat them up like a pulp while I'm in the game.
My second question was, how's your weight loss bet going?
Well, my weight loss bet was doing all right until I ate a big fucking Arby's giant roast beef sandwich about a half hour ago, and now my girlfriend wants to kill me because I probably gained like 5 pounds back.
Any candy yesterday?
You know, it is what it is, and I got plenty of time. So the next 2 months, I'm going to be home most of the time, and I am going to work out real hard.
Okay.
All right, bud. Thanks for calling, man.
Get him, bud.
Later.
Later.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you doing, bud? Who am I talking to?
Good. I'm Kirk Dupuy, buddy. I'm on. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, Kurt. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I'm on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Mike, I know you're a member of Full Tilt. I got a little problem with Full Tilt. You might be able to help me.
Okay.
I made a deposit to Full Tilt, about $600 deposit on August the 17th, Mike.
Okay.
And when I made the deposit, I changed my email address.
Oh.
And now since I changed my email address, they won't let me play because they said I need a validation code that they sent me through email, Mike. And I never received this validation code, Mike. What must I do?
Okay, what you need to do is you need to call email them from your
I have,
email.
Mike. I probably sent them 10 emails on this.
Really?
They've never responded to me.
Okay. What is your account name?
My player ID is Flashy Cajun. I'm sorry, Mike. Cajun Flash.
Cajun Flash.
Yeah,
okay, I'll see what I can do today, if I could do something about that. And if I can, I can. And if not, I'll try my best, okay?
What you going to try and do for me, Mike?
I have no idea what I'm going to try and do for you. I'm going to try and call them and see what the situation is.
Yeah, because I have $600 in there and I can't play. They won't let me play, and they won't let me withdraw the money either.
Oh, well, that sucks. All right,
yeah, that's bad.
I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Okay, you going to call me back on this, Mike?
I can't call you back. I'll just see what I can do, and then they'll get in touch with you.
Would me giving you my email address help any?
Well, you don't want to give your email address over to air because then everybody will email you.
So what? I might want a good-looking woman to email me, Mike.
Yeah, I understand. All right, well, I got to get off the phone here. You're going to have to leave it with one of my receptionists after the show, okay?
Well, see what you can do for me, Mike. I'd appreciate it.
All right, later.
Thank you.
Was that real? Hello, this is Mike.
Mike.
I'm here.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Oh, doing pretty good. My name's Mike Traylor. I'm actually one of your friends on MySpace, and I talked to you on there a couple weeks ago about that tournament.
Okay.
I was having some problems with some bad players, and you had recommended Dan Harrington's book to me.
Yeah.
That actually worked out real well for me, man. That tournament went really good.
Yeah, Dan Harrington's book's great, man. It's probably the best book out there until mine comes out next year.
Yeah, and I really actually...
When mine comes out next year, it'll revolutionize poker.
Yours is?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
When my Tournament No Limit book comes out, it'll revolutionize poker.
Good deal.
I probably shouldn't say what I'm going to say in the book. You know, I might get killed by all the poker players around the world, but you know what?
Well, you can send me an autographed copy, man. I'm a big fan.
That when my tournament book comes out, that people will just be like, "Wow, is that how it works?" So,
hey, I got a question for you though.
Go ahead.
I'm really thinking about going to the boot camp in December.
Okay, I'll be there.
The one that you're going to do. My question, I guess, is I've never been to one of the boot camps before, and my goal is actually to move out to Vegas probably next year and start playing in some of the events out there and other places. But how much do you really recommend that boot camp to somebody?
How much experience do you have playing poker?
I've been playing poker, my whole life. My dad used to play a lot. I play 5 days a week now. That's what I do as a profession.
The boot camp might be a little raw for you. It's more for people learning. People learning how to bankroll management. People learning who want to become professionals. People with not quite so much experience. It might be too much experience, but you also get to meet me, which might be worth all the time and experience at all.
Well, and going to the Bahamas is never a bad thing.
No, worst comes to worst, you can lay on the beach if you ain't too happy.
Yeah, and Shannon Elizabeth's going to be there.
Yeah.
I haven't played in any of the pro games, though, is the only thing, and that's why I was thinking about going to this. The only time I've ever had any experience around a pro is Ray Henson. Right. Is from Houston, and I've been around him a few times. You play with
a lot of the better players. It's a lot different type of game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to be a benefit to me, because a lot of the tournaments I play around here are people who, they watch it on TV and they think that every other hand you get ace king and that's just how it's going to go, and it's just not. And that was the big thing I had with this last tournament is people just not being able to push anybody off the hand because they just don't.
Nobody folds in poker. It's poker 2007. Da-dun-dun-da-dun. We don't fold. Da-dun-dun-da-dun. We just call. Da-dun-dun-da-dun. Poker 2007. You must make the best hand. How do you make the best hand? By sitting on your fat ass and waiting for it to show up. Da-dun-dun-da-dun. Hey, man, thanks for the call. Hopefully I'll see you down there.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I hope to see you down there.
What's up? It's Mike.
Mike, Paul from Rhode Island. How you doing, man?
Paul from Rhode Island. I was almost close to your neighborhood about 6 hours ago.
Hey, you up in Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not heading to Foxwoods this year, huh, man?
It doesn't look like I'm going to make it to Foxwoods, but today is the 1st, and Foxwoods starts the 7th, and somehow, some way, I might just lose my mind and jump on a plane and go all the way back across the world. But I don't see me doing it because I am not a big Foxwood fan.
Yeah, well, it's the only casino we get to play at around here. I play 1-2, No Limit there, and I've been playing No Limit for probably about a year, live and consistently. My question today, Mike, is it pertains to No Limit cash games.
Mm-hmm.
My style for the last year or so was very, it's not the tight style, but it certainly wasn't a very aggressive style.
Well, that's how you play No Limit cash games.
What's that, Mike?
That's how you play No Limit cash games.
Really?
How do you think you play No Limit cash games?
I always thought so until recently when I saw on Card Player TV, I was watching an interview that Lizzie had done with Bill Adler, and he referred to Super Systems.
He's not a f***ing cash game player, Bill Adler. The guy plays tournaments. He ain't played a cash game in his life.
Really? So you certainly...
Never. The guy's never played a cash game. The guy plays tournaments and only tournaments.
Okay, so your style for No Limit,
Well, in No Limit cash games, it depends. I mean, if you're playing $1 and $2 cash game, right? And you're playing like, let's see, $1 and $2, you'd be playing, and you're playing 5,000 deep. Well, now you could play all kinds of hands because you're playing real deep. If there's other people at the table playing deep, see, it all depends on how deep people are playing. If nobody has playing $1 and $2 has more than 300 on the table, you play tight as you can play. If everybody's sitting around a table with 2,000 in a $1 and $2 cash game, you play every hand. If you can get in for two, three.
When you're talking about the style of really playing aggressively and trying to take down small pots.
I don't want to take down small pots. I want to play lots of pots for cheap and try and bust somebody.
Yeah, but
that's how you play No Limit cash game.
But if you're not raising pre-flop, I guess what I'm saying is I started to raise pre-flop a lot more with the intention.
You don't raise pre-flop. You don't do much raising pre-flop in No Limit in deep stake games.
Wow.
I just got done playing 50 and 100 for 30 hours straight. I limped in about 90% of the pots. I was stuck 40,000, ended up winning 23. And it was a long, long grind. You just got to sit there and wait to get a hand. I mean,
so you don't think you're relying too much on the cards then?
No, I rely. I do, but I just trying to get it depends how deep people are playing. If I was playing 50 and 100, and everybody had 50,000 on the table, so I was able to play quite a few hands. You could play a lot of hands because if they're in there with aces and you have King 4 offsuit and you flop kings and fours, and it comes deuce 4 king, I mean, you're going to bust the guy for 50,000. I mean, it's all about trying to bust somebody. It's all if there's a player at the table you can bust, if you make the right hand, then you can play any hand. If everybody at the table are tight players and they're not players that you think you can bust, then you got to play tight. So that's the bottom line.
I know you've talked about early in your career how you used to win a lot of cash games, consistently session after session.
Listen, I never lost playing cash in my life up until recently, and that's only because of the internet. And I'm going to be playing a lot more cash games. And every week on my show, I'm going to talk about how much money I won playing cash games because I never lost playing cash games.
What do you think constitutes a good, in terms of percentage-wise, constitutes a good cash game player?
A guy who has patience. A guy who has patience and knows where he's at in the hand and whether he can stack somebody or not. That's the bottom line. The name of the game is, can you stack that person? Yesterday, I was playing. The guy raised up front. He had $6,000. It was a quarter 50. He made it 275. I called with 10-3 of clubs. I just watched the guy stack off to another guy in a big pot with one pair. I said, this is the guy you could stack. The flop come ace, king, blank with 2 clubs. He bet the pot. I called. It came a club on the turn, and he bet like almost 3,000. No, he moved all in. And I stacked him for 6,000 for a total of with a $800 investment. And this is what the point is. If you know you could stack them, you could call with 10-3 of clubs. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't think you can stack them, I mean, if it's a guy that's a tough player you can never stack with a 2 pair or a pair, you don't even look at it. It's an auto fold. That's the name of the game. I got to go, bud.
You're thinking tight is right. Don't raise as much. How about calling raises? How often should I be calling raises?
Depends. I just told you. If you call the guy's deep stacking, you can bust them.
Yeah. So
I got to go, man. I got another call.
All right. Hey, Mike. Congrats on all your continued success. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, man. Call anytime. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
What's up, Mikey?
What it be? Who's this?
It's Bobby from L.A.
Bobby from L.A. What's up, man?
How you been doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
How'd Niagara treat you?
Niagara, tournament-wise, I got cash game-wise, I got for like 26 hours, and then
right?
The next 4 hours were good to me, and I ended up winning a little bit.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna keep it long. I just had a couple questions I wanted to ask you.
No problem. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to ask you, I don't know, this is kind of like a weird question, but like, as far as me playing online, I really got a really good, solid cash game, but my multi-tournament, it sucks.
Your multi-tournament.
What would you recommend just to better my multi-tournament game?
Are you playing too many hands in a tournament?
What'd you say?
Are you playing too many hands?
That could be a problem.
Yeah. In tournaments, you really gotta really play tight, and everybody thinks you gotta play aggressive, but you gotta play tight, and then you have to be aggressive against the people who are tight at the table. So it's like if there's an aggressive player at the table, you want to wait to trap them in a hand, and if there's a lot of tight players, then you want to be aggressive against them. But don't ever press. You got to keep your patience.
All right, man. Thanks.
You got it, man. Take care.
Take it easy.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mr. Matusow. Who, may I ask, am I calling to? Who am I talking to? Who's there? Where are you? Where'd you go? Are you out having backdoor sex with your left-handed neighbor? Okay. Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Mike.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Oh, not much.
Who in the f*** is this?
This is Steven.
Steven, what's up, brother?
Not much. Question.
Oh, you got it.
Who do you think is the hottest female poker player?
The hottest female poker player? That chick that works for that news organization. What's her name? The blonde?
I don't know who you're
Lacey Jones. There you go.
Who?
Lacey Jones is the hottest female poker player.
All right, man. Thanks for the input.
You got it. This is what they call my motherfucking show for. Who the hottest female poker player is. We'll be back next week, possibly and possibly not, because my producers are going to be in Foxwoods, televising the Foxwoods tournament. Now, if I decide to go to Foxwoods, I'll be there. We'll run the Mouthpiece probably from there. If not, I will let everybody know, and we might not have a Mouthpiece next week. So from Mike Matusow and all our guests out there, it's been a pleasure. Good night, good day. I'm out of here. Calling on the Mouthpiece anytime, 3 Pacific to 3:30 every week, unless I tell you otherwise. 1-877-675-1306. I'm out.